How you doing, guys? This is Louis from Sound Waves in East Norfolk, New York. We just finished doing this beautiful car, a Ram TRX 2024 with an IGLA PINCODE system, as well as some additional features we did, which we like to call a full lockdown package, which we end up doing a Compustar T13 Pro GPS tracking device, as well as IGLA PINCODE, and one of our additional features that we do for this vehicle, which is anti-carjacking. Pretty much it's a lockdown package. You won't be able to program keys to this vehicle. So I'll demonstrate a keys in my pocket with a Compustar T13 Pro. As I approach the vehicle, pretty much the alarm will disarm. At this point, since I have a working key for the car, I can just get in it and we'll demonstrate. We'll put a foot on the brake and start this car. Very, very simple. The only difference is, in order for us to drive this vehicle, we need to put a PIN code in it. If we do not put a PIN code in it, this car will pretty much turn off, and we'll demonstrate what happens if you do not get authorized. We actually were playing with the code. We just did a temporary code, so this car will not leave with this code. This is just for testing purposes, let's put it that way. We will have the customer change their own code, whatever particular code is easier for him to remember or them to remember. So what we're gonna do, we'll demonstrate that if I attempt to drive, we're actually letting this vehicle start. We're not worried about the car pretty much being started already. We actually letting it start for simplicity. So if the customer does not put their PIN code in prior to driving away and they try shifting, the car will pretty much stall. And as you can see, the car completely turned off. We put it back to park. That's what IGLA does. It actually will prevent you from driving this car unless you get authorized. And at this point, since we trigger IGLA, even if with a working key, notice I will not be able to start the car. Why? Because we actually trigger IGLA. In other words, if we were to just get in it and put our code in it, we will be able to drive away without having to do it this way. Since we trigger IGLA, it's not going to let us start the vehicle. So what we have to do, put it on the run position. We're going to put our temporary code. Once we see the confirmation, at this point, we can restart this vehicle. That's very, very simple how IGLA protects this vehicle. So even if it's remote started, or if somebody manages to take your key and remote start the vehicle, they'll think they're just going to be able to get in and drive the car away. You will not be able to do that because IGLA will be monitoring the shifter, as well as the fact that you did not put a PIN code in it, and pretty much it's not going to let you drive away. So since we got authorized, we can actually shift. We'll be able to drive the vehicle. But we're just going to demonstrate what happens if you activate carjacking mode feature on it. Anti-carjacking mode feature is pretty much, if we were to open this door, somebody forces you out of the car, even with a working key in the vehicle, which we're going to take it out of our pocket. Here is working key. We're just going to put it right there in the cup holder. We're going to pretend that Louis carjack this vehicle, hijack, or whatever you want to call it. So we open the door, and usually if you open up the door, then you close it, and obviously somebody got you out of the vehicle. We do not want the car to shut down when somebody's next to you. So what's going to happen is the moment they start driving away, which we're going to pretty much attempt to do that right now, we actually have to release the brake first, and we're going to be able to start driving away. So we're going to demonstrate how anti-carjacking feature works on this vehicle. We're just going to have to, we always test them. So what we're going to do is, we're going to basically pretend that we got a carjack. We did not put the PIN code in it, so we did trigger anti-carjacking feature on. And we're going to pretty much pretend that we stole this vehicle. And we're going to make a left down here because we need to test this vehicle. And what's going to happen is, we're going to start driving away. So what's going to happen, about 300 meters or so, IGLA is going to start pretty much beeping to let you know, hey, you got to put your PIN code in it. If you do not put your PIN code, this car will pretty much turn off. So as we're driving down the road, like I said, we are testing it right now. And we always test it to make sure it works properly. And you know what? We should put my seatbelt on, but that's what the noise is. That's not IGLA. That's letting me know that, Louis, hey, put your seatbelt on. We're just going literally down the road just to test it. Now IGLA is beeping to let us know, hey, you got to put the PIN code in it. If you do not put the PIN code in it, when the car reaches below 10 miles per hour, we're just going to make a turn right here. We're going to slow down, and we're going to make a turn right here. Oh, let this guy go. Oh, it was a pedestrian passing by. So anyway, the car turned off on us because we did not put a pin code in it. So this is what's gonna happen is you're not gonna be able to drive this car because IGLA was triggered, so the car turned off. We need to put it back to park. Even with a working key inside the vehicle, we're not going to be able to drive this car away. Even if we attempt to start the car will not start because it knows that IGLA anti-carjacking feature was triggered, and that's how you know it. So the way pretty much to do it at this point, you got to turn your ignition on, and then you need to enter your PIN code in it. So our current PIN code, which is a temporary code, once we see the confirmation, only at that point can we start this vehicle. Obviously, if that was the case, that the car got stolen from you, just go open up the GPS tracking app and go get your car. Pretty much the car will shut down about 300 meters down the road. So this is a very, very nice feature. This is an additional feature that we actually offer with IGLA. It's not part of the IGLA installation, but it's a very, very popular feature to keep your car pretty much as secure as possible. So even if you leave your car running, you get out of the car, just be mindful. You need to enter your PIN code before you start driving away, because IGLA is not really gonna know whether you got carjacked or you just went inside the house because you forgot something and you came back to the car. But other than that, pretty much it's very, very simple process on how to use IGLA PIN code. This happens to be a 2024 Ram TRX with an IGLA PIN code system and with additional feature anti-carjacking.